Skol Nation, attention, the most passionate fans in the North. Something way bigger than just football is happening in Minnesota. And you need to know right now, the land of 10,000 lakes is shaking. Not because of the cold, but because of a series of events that are turning the Vikings season upside down. And maybe right side up? You know that moment when everything seems about to fall into place. But there's a piece of the puzzle no one's seeing. Yeah, we're exactly at that point. The franchise has decided to put all its chips on a new era. A young prospect who's surprising even the biggest skeptics. But behind the scenes, something bigger is moving, involving unexpected decisions, injuries on other teams, historic records broken, and a vault suddenly unlocked with millions released. But hold on, Skol Nation, hold that excitement, because it's not all joy or certainty. There's a backstage maneuver, a connection with another AFC team that could change the future of our 2026 draft. And if that happens, we're talking about a strategic leap few are seeing. But that could put Minnesota at the table against the NFC Giants. And want to know the craziest part? This change isn't coming from inside the locker room. It's coming from outside. And it carries the name of a quarterback who's not even ours anymore. What if I told you that our new number 9 broke a record held by none other than Tom Brady? And all of this before throwing an official NFL pass. That's right. Sounds crazy. But there's more. Much more. And if you think the plan is already set, GM Adolfo Mensa just made a surgical move, freeing up salary cap space coldly, strategically, and boldly, which could bring a new star to complete this team that's already smelling like a championship. Can you feel it? Because the preseason heat came like a purple lightning bolt, cutting through the Nordic sky. Comment, share, send this battle cry to every true Viking heart. And now, the question that won't quit. Who is this quarterback that could earn us a draft pick more valuable than gold? The answer comes with all the emotion right below. Hold tight, Skol Nation. Yes, Skol Nation. The name nobody expected to hear echo again through the halls of the TCO Performance Center has just become the silent star of our offseason, Daniel Jones. That's right. The same quarterback who quietly joined our roster last November might be about to change the future of the Minnesota Vikings without even wearing our uniform anymore. Sounds like a movie script? It's pure reality. While all eyes are on J.J. McCarthy, who's been dominating practice like a seasoned vet, news out of Indianapolis dropped like a strategic bombshell. Colts coach Shane Steichen announced that Anthony Richardson, the current starter, is dealing with a shoulder injury and will miss mandatory minicamp and possibly part of training camp. And who's the backup ready to step in? Daniel Jones. But here's the hidden gold of the story. If Jones plays enough snaps and even earns awards or recognition during the season, the Vikings get a compensatory pick, possibly a 4th-round pick. That's right. We jump from a 5th-round pick, which was already great, to potentially moving up 40 spots in the draft. It's like a ghost from the past, quietly building our future. And more. Richardson's injury might open an even bolder door. We know Kevin O'Connell has always had a soft spot for Anthony Richardson. Behind the scenes, rumors are boiling that Minnesota tried and almost succeeded to trade up in the 2023 draft to get him, in a negotiation that heated up with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, with Richardson shaky in Indy and the Vikings confident in McCarthy, is a new rehab project forming in the North? Imagine this, keeping McCarthy as the absolute starter and putting Richardson in O'Connell's QB lab, developing him for the future, or even turning him into a high-value trade chip. What seemed like just a setback for another team became a domino piece that could lead Minnesota to a strategic dynasty. Skol Nation, this isn't just about one player. It's about planning, vision, and backstage brilliance. It's like the team is playing chess while others are still rolling dice. And meanwhile, out on the field, a new king is being crowned. Who dares to break the GOAT's record that even before the first snap? The next news reveals an unbelievable stat that's shaking Brady's legacy. Skol Nation, brace your hearts, because the future arrived ahead of schedule. And it didn't come shy or humble. It came challenging legends, breaking records, and showing the whole NFL that the ice in his veins is colder than any winter in Minneapolis. His name, J.J. McCarthy. And if you thought he still needed time, Reps, experience, think again. Because what our new quarterback just did during OTAs is something even the greatest of all time never did. Yes, you read that right. McCarthy broke the record for touchdowns thrown during OTAs that belonged to none other than Tom Brady, 42 touchdowns thrown against just one interception, surpassing the 36 TDs Brady threw in New England's legendary spring. Oh, but it's just practice. Is it? When was the last time a rookie dominated the offseason with an 87% completion rate while still recovering from a meniscus injury? When was the last time a whole locker room fell silent and started following a rookie with such cold precision? We're witnessing the birth of a new chapter in our history, and maybe a new chapter in the NFL. That's why Kevin O'Connell cut Aaron Rodgers without blinking. That's why Sam Darnold was overshadowed on day one. Because the coaching staff already knew the kid is real, and if he really is, we're witnessing the origin of something legendary. And we're not talking about someone with a media-blessed pedigree here. We're talking about a warrior who came off injury, beat out veterans, and is taking control of the most determined franchise in the North with a calibrated arm, brutal football IQ, and leadership spirit money can't buy. The field became his throne, and he's already wearing the crown. And the front office noticed. They strengthened the offensive line. They added more weapons on offense. They're clearing the way for McCarthy to explode right from week one. But now, the question is, how do you fund a dynasty on the rise? How do you ensure this flame doesn't go out for lack of pieces? The answer lies in a cold, strategic, $10 million move by the GM, and it just freed up space to bring new stars to this roster. A Skull Nation. It's time to spend wisely. Want to know how much money appeared out of nowhere? Want to know who could be signed with that amount? Skull Nation, the safe is open. And when General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah makes a sneaky move, you know heavy strategy is behind it. That's exactly what happened in early June, when a backstage maneuver blew up the Minnesota Vikings financial structure, freeing over $5 million in cap space, and boosting the team's firepower to nearly $19 million available. This is real money, champion money, the kind of capital that can change an entire defensive unit, further strengthen the offense, or give that final push to guarantee supremacy in the NFC North. And it all started with the smart release of Garrett Bradbury, the veteran center, who was masterfully replaced by none other than four-time Pro Bowler Ryan Kelly. But the genius of the move was in the timing. Kwesi chose to designate the cut as post-June 1st, back in March, ensuring the cap hit was minimal at the time, and the benefit comes now, right when surgical signings are needed. SKOL Nation, we're talking about a team that already has a promising quarterback, a reinforced OL, sharp offensive weapons, and now a treasure chest ready to be spent. But the lingering question is, who's next to wear this sacred mantle? One name rising backstage, Shaquill Griffin, veteran, physical, ball-hawking instinct, and still with plenty of gas left. With the secondary needing depth and experience, Griffin could be the emotional and tactical glue that seals this defense with blood and fire. Or will Adofo-Mensah target special teams upgrades or even an edge rusher to complement our linebackers' pressure? The truth is, with nearly $19 million in the bank and a roster ready to compete, there are no excuses left to wait. This is the kind of investment that could guarantee a 2-3-year Super Bowl window. The puzzle is almost complete. The field already has a new king. The 2026 draft could give us even more ammunition. Now with the vault open and the league's eyes on the frozen north, only one question remains. Skull Nation, are we ready to dominate or are we waiting another decade? Drop in the comments what you do with the $19 million signed Griffin. Bet on a surprise name, save it for trade deadline, like, comment, share, and never forget, the horn is already blowing. Because now, more than ever, is this the year we go all the way?